What's up, guys? Miles back with another video. Full disclaimer, if you guys hear some noise in the background, it's just rain. It's raining right now, but I wanted to make this video for you guys because I just got an insight this morning on why the job market is the way it is, right? And I want to break down why the saying, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, is so critical when it comes to you getting a job. Because on today's video, I'm going to give you an insight to how the world really works. It may offend some of you guys, but this is the world we live in. And so that's the rain. If you guys hear rain, hopefully my voice projects a little bit louder over it. So I was reading a book this morning, or I was listening to an audiobook this morning, and he broke down the job market and how in school we're taught to specialize in different things. And that's what you do in school. You go to be a to be in the medical field, you go be a nurse, you go be a doctor, you go be a surgeon. If you want to be a manager, you go get a business management degree. You want to be an accountant, you go to finance. It's all different types of jobs that you go to college for, specialize in, which is smart. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how you get the best jobs, right? By specializing in one particular field. But there's a hurdle that once you come out of that school and you start applying for jobs, there's a hurdle that you need to be aware of when it comes to these jobs. And this is where the insight comes in from the book. Okay, you guys are applying for a job. But what you don't realize is, maybe you do realize it, there's 10 other people that are applying for that same job. And guess what? You guys all have the same degree. You guys all have the same credentials. You guys are all perfect for the job. So now the employer runs into a dilemma. How is he supposed to decipher between who's the good person to hire and who's the bad person to hire? Because you're all qualified. You all did perform really well in school. How does he decipher which one he's going to take under his wing and pay for his business? So if you guys all have the same credentials, you guys are all perfect for the job. Well, they can't judge you off of your credentials. Now they start getting into external factors. Factors that maybe sometimes you can control, maybe sometimes you can't control, right? And this is where it gets into, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So the external factors might be, you walked in with cowboy boots and a collar shirt, and he wanted you to walk in with a suit on. And because you did that, he'll X you out of the interview, even though you may have had a fantastic interview. But he's trying to sort through people to select the right person for his business. Another thing he might do, let's say, and this is got, I need you guys to take your color hat. If you're white, take your white hat off for a second. If you're black, you take your black hat off for a second. If you're Asian, Latino, take that hat off for a second, because this is a key concept that you guys have to be aware of. It's not really racism. It just is how the world works, right? So let's say the employer is a white guy. One of the external factors he might do to eliminate some of the employees is he'll eliminate all the non-white people. He's not going to say that outright, but it is what it is, right? Let's take it a different way. Let's say it's an Asian woman. She may do it in 2 cycles. She might say, hey, I'm going to eliminate all the people that are not women. So that 10 gets to about 4. Now I only hire an Asian woman. And that's how she deciphers through her selective process. Another external factor, and this is the point of this video, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Somebody in his business might know a particular candidate in that job. And so if that person in the business is a really good worker in the business and he recommends a friend to apply for the job and he tells the employer about that, well, the employer's thinking, hey, if Jim recommended John and Jim's a good worker, John must be a good worker as well. So guess what? I'm going to put my focus on John to make sure John does a good interview. He presents himself right and he does a good interview. If he does those 2 things right, along with knowing Jim, he's going to get the job over you 9 other guys. It's not fair or foul. It's just what it is, right? So if you guys are in college right now, or if you guys are in the job market right now, you need to ask around your friends and from college. You need to ask around. And if you're in college, you need to go to these different businesses that you want to work for and present yourself and present your face so that they're familiar with you when you apply for the job. So that puts you ahead of the competition because you guys have already had a prior relationship prior to you graduating. Right? Or you know a guy in that business, so you can get into that job a lot quicker and a lot easier. Right? This is how you negotiate or navigate through the job market field, right? Because it's very unforgiving out here in this world, in the job market. There's people that have experience for the job, but since the competition is so stiff and now they have to go to elimination from external factors, they don't get the job. A lot of you guys are not getting the jobs. That's why some of you guys are so puzzled. This is why when you hear people say, I got a degree in this job field, but I can't find a job in that job field. This is why. You're being eliminated off of external factors. I'll tell you another one. If the candidates all have the same degree, the employer might say, hey, well, who has the highest degree? College, right? So you might have got your degree from a community school, but since this guy went to University of Texas, he gets the job because University of Texas is the top school in Texas. Right? All these things matter when it comes to the selection of the job process. And this is why, or explaining to you guys why you guys are struggling out here in this job market. And shit, on top of that, you got to deal with that. And then now we're in this economy the way it is. So it's gonna make it that much harder with these businesses cutting expenses, and the biggest expense is payroll and benefits. So I wanted to give you guys this insight. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of some solutions to navigate through this, because it can be very stressful and it very frustrating, and it doesn't make sense to you why you're not being selected for certain jobs, right? So hopefully this video gave you a little bit of insight and gave you a little bit of solution to how you can navigate through it. I'll be back with another video. I highly, highly recommend you guys read, because once you read books that are very informative and very insightful, it helps you to connect dots in your own life to where you can navigate through the world properly. You see the truth in things and see how they are. So that's my video. You guys go and like, comment, subscribe on the way out. I appreciate you guys. We'll be back with another one.